Here we have verse 15 of the 7th chapter, Gospel of Matthew. Jesus has been warning about the temptation to follow the broad and easy path, which he says leads to destruction, rather than looking for the narrow way. And in that connection, he gives particular warnings against people who are going to be trying to seduce the followers of Christ into those broad and easy paths, calling them wolves in sheep's clothing. And we have, of course, the classic statement here, so pros eket, this is from echo, I have. The pros is a preposition which means with, but it means with in the sense of facing, and so have this before your face would be the notion, and that derives or leads us to the idea of to beware of something, to be conscious of it, to be thinking about it, to have it in your mind. Beware, be conscious of, and then epo preposition takes the genitive from tone, the genitive, a plural of the article, beware, from the pseudo-prophetone. Of course, prophetes means prophet, pseudo as a prefix means false or lying, and so beware from the lying prophets. People who claim to speak for God, people who claim to have the Word of God, and they come along and give messages that seem appealing on their face and have a kind of credible sort of style about them that is seductive. The indefinite relative pronoun hoitines, who or which, and then the present participle erkontai, which coming, nominative plural, who or which coming. Pros preposition takes the accusative to, humas, coming to you. And again, the pros is going to suggest the idea of approaching you and, as it were, peddling their wares to you. So, who coming to you. In preposition takes the dative. Indumasin. This is from the word that means clothing, that which with we garb our garments, that idea. And so these come in the clothing. This is the dative plural. In the clothing, probaton. Probaton from probaton singular means sheep. This is, of course, plural, genitive, so coming in the clothing of, plural genitive, sheep. And thus having a kind of appearance of those which are intending good for you. They plan to help you, giving those kinds of attractive ideas. And yet, esothen, this is an indeclinable adverb. It means inwardly, postpositive, but inwardly, asen, third person plural, present active indicative, they are. Lukoi, the word lukos is the word for wolf. This is the plural. It's the predicate nominative here, going along with asen. So inwardly, they are wolves. And then harpages. This is from a verb. It's actually an adjective, but it derives from a verb, harpazo, which has to do with acting in pure greed. We would render it something like rapacious, not acting for the good of the one who is the object of these solicitations, but is utterly devoted to self-interest and is doing everything they can to, on the one hand, appear to be sheep-like, and yet at the other side they are simply trying to gain some advantage from this one who is the target of their solicitations.